Hi everyone, welcome to In His Love. My name is Pedita. How are you doing? Good? Awesome. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all my viewers. Thank you, my returning viewers, my returning subscribers. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your support. Also, if you're new here, you're very, very welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. That way you can get videos when we upload. And do me a big favor today. Share the video and like, so the video can go out there. So today I'm bringing a story about a Nigerian surgeon, a doctor that performed a surgery on a woman, a very rare surgery, what people would call spectacular, what people would call crazy, what people would call, what people would go, wow, wow, what religious people will call a miracle. So he performed a surgery on a lady. The lady was pregnant and she was having complications in her pregnancy. And before I go into the story, this is the doctor right here. His name is Dr. Oluyinka Olutoye. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce the last name right. So, yeah. So the lady was going through complications in her pregnancies, and they discovered that a huge tumor was growing in form of fibroids, was growing, within the pregnancy, competing with the baby's heart. So he went in, removed the baby. He and a team of doctors, they went in surgery into the woman's womb, removed the baby successfully, took out the surgery, replaced the baby, and this was done at 23 weeks of pregnancy, right? So replaced the baby, and then the baby was still able to grow successfully, of course, with doctors monitoring and all of that. The baby grew successfully, and she gave birth by C-section at 36 weeks. Baby is fine, mother is fine, and everything is beautiful. So I saw this post, right, on someone's YouTube channel, and everybody was like, wow, to God be the glory. Wow, this is a miracle. Wow, lots of beautiful comments. Now, why I brought this video is not just because this doctor is from Nigeria, my home country. No, it could happen through anybody. But I brought this video because something was going through my mind. What if this doctor had never studied or developed himself in the field to become a doctor, to become a surgeon? What if he never pursued that field? That's where I'm going to. What if he never pursued that dream? We all had dream, especially, I'm going to play the video at the end of, I'm going to play a little history of how he went into becoming a doctor and the knowledge he acquired, and more and more and more knowledge that he kept acquiring to be the best surgeon, right? So it wasn't a day's journey. It wasn't by prayers either. I'm sure he prayed along his journey, God help me, give me strength, give me grace. But it wasn't, he did the work. And he pursued his dream. That's the big part. So, where am I going? In our country, we all know that Africa is so big on religion. We're very big when it comes to religion, praying. Africa is number one. When it comes to technology and all other things like that, we are nowhere to be found. We're busy praying. We all remember how when we were young, we had dreams. Oh, I want to be a pilot. Oh, I want to be a this. I want to be a that. I want to be this and that. We all had dreams, wild dreams. And we all We all like different things that we enjoy doing, but how many of us really pursued it to adulthood? That's where I'm going to. And then churches, pastors do not make things even better. Some churches, the pastors will look at you, look at a man or a woman or whatever. Oh, the Lord is calling you into ministry. Maybe this was someone that had a dream of how, they are going to be a doctor, or they are going to be, a singer, or whatever the dream may be. They're going to be someone that invents, that will invent something that no one has invented before, whatever the dream may be. But now you are told that the Lord has called you to be a preacher. And then you fulfill all of those dreams. You throw them away and venture into ministry. Yes, you may be successful in the ministry. You may not be successful in the ministry. That's not the point I'm even going to now. The point that I'm going to is, did you really fulfill your calling of God upon your life? Not all of us are called to be preachers. It's not only when you are on the pulpit preaching, that's when you have fulfilled your calling of God upon your life. This Dr. Oluyinka has fulfilled his calling of God upon his life to mankind. In whatever calling you've been called to do should be a blessing to mankind. That's where I'm going to. So what I'm saying is that let's not forfeit, let's not forget those dreams we had when we were growing up of what we want to be. Because the world is waiting for us to manifest in those various callings of God upon our lives, so the world can be a better place. Some people have a dream, some people have a desire to build bridges, to build things, build roads. They just love to do stuff like that. But when they become Christians, born again Christians, all of that desires and dreams, everything just kind of dies down. Some, when they get married, everything just kind of dies down. It's all about church. It's all about the family. No, we are all called for a purpose. You are called for a purpose. I'm called for a purpose. Let's sit down, find that purpose, and go towards it. Walk towards it. Develop ourselves towards it, and soar in those purposes. Yes, even if God you have an urge, you have a feeling, or you have a strong a strong belief that you are called into the ministry, fine. So still continue in your career that you've always wanted to do. Ministry does not stop you from continuing in your career. Only in Africa you see someone open one small church. I'm a full-time pastor. For what? What are you full timing for? What are you full timing pastor for? For what? Work. You have another dream to fulfill on this earth that will bless mankind. Don't let your dream die. In other words, don't let your dream waste away in religion. Don't let your dream waste away in religion. Don't let your dream waste away in religion. Pursue your dream. Go for your dream. Knowing that mankind is waiting for the benefits to benefit from that your dream. It's not always about money, how much you make out of that dream. It's not always about, because you know what? Money will always follow afterwards. Money will always follow later. But you doing what you love and blessing someone in the process of that, and soaring, excelling, going excellent at doing what being your best at what you do. That's the key. That's what God wants for us, you and I. That's God's desire for you and I. He said, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper. Above all things, God wishes that you and I will prosper. In what? In our various callings. In our various callings in life. Some of you want to dance, but of course, everybody around you, your community, your family, like dance for. What are you dancing? What are you going to use dancing for? But today, people are dancing. People are making careers out of dancing. Go for your dream, man. Go for your dream. So, thank you all for listening. Please watch the video, the story about Dr. Oluyinka Olutoye, how he started from Nigeria, his country, how he had the desire, his whole life of how he became this great doctor that we see today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on next video. Remember, you are always in his love. God bless you. Bye.
My journey into this world started halfway around the globe in Nigeria, where I was born and raised. You see, as a young boy growing up in Lagos, while a student at King's College, Lagos, I had a very strong interest in science and medicine in particular. I was fascinated by how the human body developed. I came across the biography of a surgeon, Christian Barnard. He's renowned and known for having performed the first human-to-human heart transplant in the world in 1967 in Cape Town, South Africa. Interestingly, Christian Barnard actually spent some time here in Richmond at the Medical College of Virginia, where he learned some of the skills that ended up, leading to his ability to accomplish this feat. But while reading his biography, what really interested me the most wasn't just the accomplishments that he did in the field of transplantation and heart surgery, but buried within the text was some work he had done as a young surgeon, working on fetal animals to improve our understanding of how some anomalies develop in the fetus. You see, some babies are born with blockages to their intestines, what we call intestinal atresias. And Dr. Barnard and his colleagues at that time had been able to perform some surgery on fetal animals to reproduce those anomalies, improving our understanding of how this occurs and helping us, therefore, better understand how to treat them. But what I really took out of that whole biography was the realization back then in 1980 that, wow, it's actually possible to go into the uterus, perform surgery, and have the pregnancy continue. Who knew? I had no idea that was possible. I was intrigued, I was fascinated. As I proceeded to medical school, still in Nigeria at Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, Nigeria, I developed a strong interest in embryology. That is the study of how the fetus goes from sperm and an egg all the way to a full-blown human. But the intrigue from the work of Dr. Barnard and his colleagues really pushed into me this sense of wanting to engage in the research and the discovery that could actually help shape the outcomes. Now I knew how the fetus was formed. What about when things don't go right? How can we correct those anomalies? So I really had a very strong interest in research, and I knew I wanted to be a surgeon. Well, I found my way here to Richmond, Virginia. I was privileged to be in the surgical residency program at the Medical College of Virginia. This was one of the top surgical programs in the country, and I was honored to be mentored by pediatric surgeons like Arnold Salzberg, who prepared me for a career for the future in pediatric surgery. But in addition, part of the fascination for MCV then was the fact that I had the opportunity to engage in research that led to a PhD at Virginia Commonwealth University, research in fetal wound healing. You see, many of us here probably have bruises and cuts that we've sustained along the way. I just sustained one this morning while shaving. But those cuts and bruises heal with a scar, a telltale sign of the encounter that we've had, either from bruises or injuries or accidents. Many of the scars we consider really inconsequential. But severe scars can form, especially from those who've had burns, with quite deforming and disfiguring scars that could be life-changing. And also when scars form in our internal organs from disease and infection, it can reduce their function and reduce our life expectancy. You see, what's really unique is that the fetus has an ability to heal without scar. And so in the laboratory then at MCV, with my mentors, Robert Diggerman and Kelman Cohen, we were actually able to look into ways to help unravel the mysteries of how the fetus is able to heal without scar. You see, each and every one of us at one point in our development had the ability to heal without scar. How nice would it be if we could bring that back and apply and help prevent the scars that we all develop? So here I was in Richmond, Virginia, now having the opportunity to study wound healing in the fetus. Here I was doing fetal surgery in animal models. As science advanced and things improved, we realized that not only now were we able to do surgery in animal models, but fetal surgery could now actually be performed in humans for life-threatening conditions. The time I spent here led now to some work that I was able to do additional training in Philadelphia before finding myself in Houston, Texas, at Texas Children's Hospital. There I was fortunate to be surrounded by a team of talented surgeons, obstetricians, anesthesiologists, neonatologists, cardiologists, nurses, and many more, as we set up a fetal team that could care for patients with some of these complex conditions. Patients like Lindley Beeman. You see, I first met Lindley when she was just 5 months pregnant within her mother. Well, her mother was 5 months pregnant with Lindley. So Lindley was just barely 5 months into her gestation when her mother presented to Texas Children's Hospital. You see, Lindley had a tumor growing off her tailbone. This was a sacrococcygeal teratoma. These tumors can be quite huge. They can grow to huge sizes off the tailbone, at times even as big as the fetus itself. You can imagine the fetal heart now has to pump blood not just to the tumor, but also to the rest of the body. This could really put a tremendous strain on the heart, and at times the heart fails, just overwhelmed by the amount of work it has to do. You see, over the years, we've been able to figure out which fetuses are likely to get in trouble as the tumor gets bigger. Lindley was one of those fetuses. We had to do something. If we didn't intervene, we knew surely she was going to die in her mother's womb. Bravely, her mother, Margaret, agreed to undergo fetal surgery. So Margaret underwent fetal surgery, a procedure actually that required us to open her abdomen, open her uterus, gain access to the fetus, bring out Lindley's hindside, and look at the tumor. My hands are not small. And it gives you a scale just in the picture behind me how big that mass was. And again, looking at the little foot right next to it, you can imagine how big this tumor was, essentially sucking the life out of this baby. We were able to partially resect that tumor, close back the uterus, close back Margaret's abdomen, and allow the pregnancy to continue. Bravely, Margaret continued the pregnancy for another 13 weeks until she was delivered by cesarean section, close to 37 weeks gestation. Lindley had been rescued from this huge tumor that was taking her life. She was now able to live a normal, vibrant life, as we see her here when she was a year old of age.